I know people hate at this time talking about the 2022 NFL draft.
Oh,
But one of
Really?
our old friends that had the NFL Draft Bible, they released the Miami Hurricanes top 5 NFL draft prospects for 2022. You want
it's such a great name, the NFL
Such a
Draft
great
Bible.
name.
It's such a great name. Like, well done by them. No wonder Sports Illustrated bought them.
Oh.
What did they have to say?
Well, number 1, Bubba Bolden, the safety. They say, I'm surprised that they have him number 1, but yeah.
All right.
Possessing
All right.
tremendous size at the safety position, Bolden is comfortable in multiple roles and alignments. Speaking to his athletic ability and football IQ, he runs the alley aggressively and can impact the quarterback as a blitzer. Bolden's draft stock could depend more on his off-field performance than what he could do on it, because before the 2020 season, he had not played much football, having served a 28-month suspension from his days at USC. Now, he also did have that swag injury against Florida State.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I thought his red flag would have been got hurt celebrating.
Dude, that's a terrible way to go out.
Terrible way to go out. Oh man. Swag injuries
Only
are the
made
worst.
worse if you're a kicker.
Yep.
Bill Grammatica.
Yeah.
Although didn't
A
who got hurt?
linebacker did it for Detroit.
What did Cam Wake get hurt doing a celebration, or did Vontae Davis get hurt doing Cam Wake's celebration? I always forget.
I don't think that's something Cam Wake would get hurt on. I know Cam Wake tore his Achilles, but it wasn't because of a celebration.
Because he had I feel like Vontae Davis got hurt doing Cam Wake's celebration. Because Cam Wake did the celebration. It was like the Hulk. He'd be like, and then like one of them like did it so strenuously he popped. Somebody's gonna know in the text line.
Here's the deal.
Or Twitch.
When I think of him, I'm not thinking of how he was hurt. I'm thinking of Vontae as I need to call my grandmama.
Vontae Davis got hurt doing it?
Yeah, back in 2010.
Yeah, it's a very Vontae Davis thing to do. Vontae Davis, call his grandma, shush his home crowd, get hurt doing Cam Wake celebration. That's Vontae Davis.
And then went to the Pro Bowl the year when he got traded.
Oh, tremendously talented, but he's kind of like, I would say Vontae Davis, is he like, he's like the Hassan Whiteside of the Dolphins, like had a really talented run, but man, he had some stuff off the field.
And I don't think that there was no
this dude is
Yeah,
a goof.
but here's the only difference I would say is that all the other stuff you could point at and blah, 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 but he performed on the field. Like, you never questioned his ability to play his position on the field.
Hollywood Hector also points out he retired at halftime. That's true.
Now that sounds like something Hassan would do.
Now, well, yeah, there wasn't. The only difference is there wasn't Snapchat back when Vontae Davis was playing for the Dolphins.
No, but he did have a famous Twitter snafu where he leaked that Sean Smith was leaving the Dolphins, and then claimed the next day I was hack. Because I did not see Sean Smith last night. Like, why would anybody? I never understand this with that. Why would anybody? So somebody gets access to Vontae Davis's Twitter account, and you think the first thing they're going to tweet about is Sean Smith rumors?
Well, no, didn't it happen last week?
It happened with
Jay Williams.
Jay Williams. Yeah, Jay Williams.
He-
Jay Williams. Of course, I know that the Celtics have had more than one black head coach.
I was hacked.
I was
My
hacked.
past code
I was
changed.
hacked.
Like, listen, that's not an excuse if you're wrong. That's only an excuse if you say something stupid,
Right.
right? Like, he was just wrong, but he was complimenting somebody.
Somebody wants to know, Robbie, is Ice Truck in there? Is Cam
Oh, we'll
Harrison
get to
there? He's looking swole.
For number 2 on the list is Zion Nelson, the tackle, which he had a disastrous freshman year, but he bounced back last year.
Freshman year, Robbie.
But-
Yes, he's been good.
But I mean,
Hasn't
he has been good, but some of that you could maybe allude to De'Aaron King avoided so many sacks.
Oh, well, listen, damage is done. He's going to be there this year.
Yeah, no,
That's the.
he's gonna be blocking. He's gonna be blocking defensive ends from Alabama the first game. Let's see what he's about.
I would argue that, like, according to your logic, right? The better teammates you have, the better you look. Right?
I feel like that's got to be the hardest position to transfer over from high school to like another level. Wouldn't it be
Tackle.
offense? Because I feel like college to the NFL, I feel like offensive linemen do pretty well. But like high school to college has to be super scary.
You know why?
You're probably
because a lot of these kids are just big.
Yeah.
But they don't have their footwork down, because when you face another high school kid, you can just big ball them, right? You very rarely. How many other D1 pass rushers are you going to face? So you're just usually these left tackles coming out of high school are big, they're swole, they're strong, and it's just a matter of you can't tell if they have good feet or not because they're not facing any talent. Then you get them in college, right? And then you face somebody with a little more speed. I think the biggest jump for them, though, contrary to what you guys are saying, is from college to the NFL, because
even for tackle, even for linemen,
for tackles, just for tackles,
okay.
because the interior linemen,
they have help.
You can cover up an interior lineman.
Right.
So if a guy's just a big bruiser and plays either guard or center, right? He always has a guy next to him to help. You're very rarely on that island. But if you're a left tackle or even sometimes a right tackle, okay, footwork, the length of your arms, a lot of other things come into play, and you don't know from college to the NFL if that guy is, big and strong and fast, or if he's just big. Because look, the jump from college to NFL is you're facing a outside linebacker, right? That's maybe 240, right? That may have some speed, but he doesn't have the kind of speed that necessarily is going to move up to the next level, versus Jadeveon Clowney, who you faced as a tackle, and now he's a rush in.
That was that was like the scariest tackle I think I've ever seen.
When he stoned the dude that picked up the ball with one hand and just kept it going, he never missed the feet. The only reason why I remember that because it was Michigan.
Yeah,
and I think I did this when I saw it. Like, holy smokes!
Who was that against? Was that against Denard Robinson?
No,
it was running back.
Oh,
it was the running back. It wasn't Denard Robinson, although that might have been. He might have been a quarterback. But yeah, so when you see a tackle come up, right? The first thing they look at is how quick is he? How, and that'll be determined. And then you'll hear in the draft tune-up, they'll talk about it then. When they do all the testing, they'll say, oh, well, we can move him to guard or the right tackle because he ain't gonna play left tackle.
So do you think that's gonna spell well for the Dolphins? Because Jackson was a rookie last year, so he's going into year 2. Should be big for him. And then Robert Hunt, they're kicking in. It sounds like they're going to put who's the dude? Eichenberg. Eichenberg's going.
The thing is that when you first get into the league, if you're a left tackle, they'll depending on where you draft. Like if you're a top 5 pick, like then it's a no brainer. They already know.
Well, they did that with Mr. Honesty with Gas Mask. They started his first year. He was a guard.
Yeah, because they had Brandon Albert.
Well, because they wanted him to play.
Yeah.
And they had who did they have? Albert.
Brandon Albert.
So yeah, that's a different scenario. But the thought was always to get him out there.
Yes.
But they wanted him to play.
Yeah, I remember.
He played left tackle to say, hey, can you play another position on the line because we want you to get some experience playing NFL football.
They weren't even supposed to draft an offensive lineman that year. I remember Leroy being like, if they draft an offensive lineman, like I am out. Like I'm not doing the show the next day. Right. But because of what happened and how he fell.
We were never. I never even heard of the dude, to be honest with you. Like when they found out, but I was so excited about this. I was like, oh my god, there's extortion. He's a lineman. Who's gonna do?
Honest.
He's honest. Yeah. Who's taking this guy?
So
and then the Dolphins took him. I was like, oh man.
That's probably the happiest I've been for a Dolphins drafting. I've stood up and screamed.
So from that standpoint, when those guys and those coaches and those they have a plan for all these offensive linemen. And although you see he's drafted as a left tackle, they might have a different plan for him because he might not be quick enough. He might not be, and so you kind of have to work with that. As you go on. The only thing that I will say is every time you see either a guard or center drafted, you have to imagine that some of these guys have the ability to play both guard and center. Yeah, a lot of the interior linemen do have that ability.
But I found this very interesting. So did you guys see that Maurice Jones-Drew, MJD. He is an analyst on NFL Network. We've had him on before. Great guest. And MJD had an interesting title that he laid upon one of the Dolphins rookies. They were asked around the panel, Leroy, who are the most versatile players in the NFL? And Maurice Jones-Drew, without even a snap being played, says he's going with Miami Dolphins defensive back Jevon Holland. Here's MJD.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to go with a very similar style player, but much younger than Tyrann Mathieu. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins second-round pick, Jevon Holland, out of the University of Oregon. Now, I coached him in high school, and this is why I brought him up, because he was our best DB and our best wide receiver at that point, but it was just high school. So then he goes to Oregon, dominates as a freshman, plays safety, corner, as we're seeing here, covering tight ends, inside linebacker, plays the nickel. They have him return kicks and punts. But then all of a sudden, there's this rumor out that if he would have played in this 2020 season, that Oregon had a package for him offensively. Now, that's going to be like Charles Woodson-esque, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're trying to get the ball in his hands. The Dolphins have talked about, and this is just me talking with some coaches and people in their organization, they have said he's just been tremendous out there. The knowledge of the game, they can put him everywhere. I can't wait to see him show his versatility this year.
Leroy. That's the goods. Hey, there's those big, from MJD.
The one key word
there's those big grains falling.
No, the one key word is when you think of Brian Flores and you think about what they're trying to do is versatility, right?
They try to.
That's the one thing that stands out.
Versatility.
They want a lot of players to be versatile.
Yeah, but Jevon Holland might be the anti-Mickey. He might have the guts.
Yeah, I don't think that Jevon Holland's going to quit after a year. That's actually the one draft pick I think I've come around on the most. Initially, when Jevon Holland was drafted, we were all steaming that the pick before the Denver Broncos moved up and snaked Javonte Williams. So we were all upset. But then they ended up releasing Bobby McCain. He was the first safety coming off the board. I think I've come around the most on Jevon Holland.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny how you have at least given them an opportunity to play football before you pass judgment.
They went with
he hasn't played football yet.
On the panel of most versatile players, dude before him went Honey Badger. The guy after him, Kyle Brandt, went with Taysom Hill. And then the last guy, what the hell is this dude's name? She went with Christian McCaffrey as most versatile player.
It is pretty bold by Maurice Jones-Drew.
It's very bold.
I would throw Christian McCaffrey out. Because when you think of versatile, I mean, as a running back, you're saying running and
catching.
Catching, right, which is already in your job description. But when you talk about those other guys, I mean, they play multiple positions on the football field.
I thought you were going to poo-poo it from Maurice Jones-Drew because, nah, he coached him. What do you expect him to say? I thought that's the direction Leroy Hoard was going to go in.
Because I remember seeing him play, and they talked about it on air.
Is it like the tight ends camp? Where I don't think.
Well, no. I mean, it's not like the tight ends.
No, it's not. Plus, you can see the number of different things that he can do on a football field. And then when they say, "Hey, we had an offensive package for him," that means he's a tremendous athlete that just happens to play safety.
I wonder too. Well, he did opt out last year, Robbie. He didn't play his in the COVID year.
Yeah, I believe
so.
That.
I wonder if he would have maybe he would have gotten taken higher because we have heard that did affect on some people the tie break of how some people who did play they got more favorable looks. Not everybody. Look, like Jamar Chase still got drafted top 5.
What about
I would imagine that when it mattered is when you got onto somebody's radar. And they said, "Oh, I can't wait to see, this is a guy we have interest in. I want to see him play his senior year to see how his progression has gone." And then you can't tell. So I'm not saying that they just don't have enough information.
Well, the Dolphins are reportedly, I don't know if this is true or this is just a Dolphins PR spin, but they said that they didn't feel comfortable at that high of a pick taking a guy who opted out his senior year. That's maybe why That's what they said. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I mean, but like, what if they would have got? That's the ultimate test, though. Like, let's say if Jamar Chase would have dropped to them, would they have taken him? That's the thing we don't know. We don't know.
Well, we know they would have
That
taken
might
Sewell.
explain why they had why they had Waddle ranked ahead of him.
Well, they did like that he gutted it out in the championship game, all hobbled up, and he played in that championship game, Jalen Waddle.
I do like that Jalen Waddle is running with the rubber band resistance. Oh, it's so good.
You are unbelievable.
Why? What does that mean?
You are so
dude. He looks so good, Leroy. Looks so good.
You know that's a normal workout, right?
Nah, dude, but it's different because he's faster than the rubber bands.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, like
It's
you're
all happening,
amazed at by some of the simplest of things.
I don't think that's true. I feel like I'm.
Oh no, it's true.
Nah, I don't think so, dude. Jevon Holland. Get him
with Jevon.
Listen, you want an endorsement from me, from old Tobes. You get it from MJD. I'm on board.
Friend of the show, too. We've had him on the show once or twice.
Yeah, he's great. He's great, MJD. Coming out of left field, too. You know, all these other charlatans are coming in with the cookie-cutter responses. Oh, really? You're telling me Taysom Hill is versatile? Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, he's a wide receiver and a quarterback. Oh, you think that's impressive? Hey, show me some real skills here.
I'm surprised nobody said Leroy's guy, Isaiah Simmons, from the Cardinals, who was like linebacker and safety. Like Leroy was obsessing about
he's more of a small linebacker.
Yeah.
That they moved to safety because he did that in college. So, but that is a guy that you could also consider.
Speaking of draft.
Very cool. Oh, speaking of draft, do you want to give us the rest of the list?
Yeah. We've been teasing this for a while.
The NFL Draft Bible, another friend of the show. I don't remember who we had on, but the Bible itself is just a friend of the show. Now they came out with top 5 Canes NFL prospects on the 2022 for the NFL 2022 draft. So basically your top 5 pro prospects on this year's Canes team. So we've had Bubba Bolden.
1.
Who was 2?
Zion Nelson, the tackle.
Zion Nelson was 2. Who was 3?
3. Tight end Will Mallory.
He is good. Will Mallory is good. I was surprised that Brevin Jordan didn't go higher. He was really good, man.
Yeah, 5th
he was
round
a good
pick.
Cane.
That was a steal. The fifth. I think the Texans got him in the 5th round.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, Mallory was overshadowed by Brevin Jordan. He was TE2, as the kids say, and now he's gonna be tight end 1. He's gonna get all those targets that Brevin Jordan's not gonna get.
Yep. All right. I can see it. I can definitely see
Very
it.
successful hurdler in high school. Mallory has slowly carved out a role on the Hurricanes football team, competing with 5th round hurdler. Yep.
He's small. How big is he?
Will Mallory. I mean, he's a tight end. He can't be like super small.
But he also can't be super
6'5".
He can't be super big and be a hurdler.
6'5", 245.
It's not very big.
Small. It's not small.
I mean, so say he was 6 foot 220 in high school, 6'5". That looks thin. So he gained 20 pounds. So he's the typical tight end. Gesicki. Brevin Jordan looked like he was built a little wider, so he maybe wasn't as tall.
All right, who's number 4?
Yeah, by the way, one more note on Mallory. If he could add more mass to improve his run game impact and become a consistent ball winner of the year, we could see Mallory shoot up boards.
There you go. See? Told you.
Shooting up a board.
Not that big.
Number 4, Nesta Jade Silvera, the defensive tackle. Now they did point out injuries have repeatedly slowed down Silvera.
All right, bro.
I hope so. Injuries have repeatedly slowed down Silvera during his 3 years at Miami, but when on the field, his raw talent is undeniable, displaying the athleticism required to be a productive interior pass rusher in college and in the NFL.
I like that. All right, and what's and number 5?
Number
Robbie?
5. This guy is a transfer. He's going to be new to this year. Quarterback Tyreek Stevenson. He just transferred from Georgia. So all we got is his Georgia numbers. The versatile defensive back transferred from Georgia, where his playing time suffered due to the Dogs' loaded depth chart. Stevenson has I love saying it that way. Stevenson has the physical traits coveted by NFL scouts at Georgia. The former 5-star recruit, by the way, I believe he is from down here, put his versatility on display, showing that he could play quarterback, nickel, and even some safety. He plays with a lot of physicality and should at least be a solid special teamer at the next level.
There's no Derek King on
Wait,
their list, huh?
Hold on.
No Derek King in the top 5.
Time out. Do you just realize that they just projected somebody to be a special teamer in the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's number 5.
Oh, it's number 5, yeah.
All right. That's where we are now, huh?
Well,
no ice truck, huh?
No ice truck. No Derek King.
No Rambo?
No Rambo. No Zach. I doubt Zach McCloud's on anyone's draft board. In fact, he's still in school 6 years, 7 years later.
Dr. McLeod, you mean?
Dr. McCloud.
Dr. McLeod. Dr. Linebacker.
Yeah, he's defensive end this year. They move him to defensive end after 5 years of playing linebacker. They're moving him to defensive end.
You know what? We've seen you enough, McLeod.
Too slow.
McLeod, we've seen you do the whole linebacker thing. Why don't we try a new position here in year 7?
Oh, I remember all the rage. Remember that those freshman linebackers, all the rage with Quarterman, Pinckney, and McLeod. It was supposed to be like the next linebacking greats trio.
This Canes team is like the Kenny Kaji Sweet 16 team. Like, how many people are 25 on this team? You got the punter, he's like 40. Derek King, he's got the lower car insurance because he's 25. Jesus.
Zach
McLeod.
Well, him and the head coach went to school together. That's why he got the button down.
And they're all going to know jiu-jitsu. So this is going to be a great year.
Nice try. Nice try. I see what you did there.